Let's talk about right timing today. So the title of this episode is Right Timing, how to know when to act, align, and wait without losing momentum. So right 20 minutes ago, my computer that's totally set up to broadcast live and use StreamYard and go to YouTube for my Receptive Radio show crashed. And it was giving me signs this morning that it was having a hiccup. And I did a restart and now it won't restart. So talk about right timing. And so today I want to go through my recent June 2025 transmission, right timing. Hi, Summer. Thanks for watching. So excited you're here. I'm just talking about how right timing is not always what you think it is. And you would think that my computer crashing right before I'm going live and, thwarting my efforts would be wrong timing. But to me, I'm tuning into it as a frequency shift. There is an alignment that I am moving into that is bigger and more powerful than I know. And it's going to require bigger tools, better tools. And luckily, I do have some more computers around here, so I can set this up after the episode. And sometimes I also see a computer glitch as a frequency shift. And so maybe my computer might even work right after this episode. So I'm sending it some love, and I know some of you can send it some love too. Right timing, when to wait, when to pause, when to push. Those are something high capacity leaders like yourself deal with. This topic came up for me because of writing my book, of finishing my book that was sitting on the shelf for one whole year. I did not touch it for one whole year. And the right time came because a deadline came. And so that's what I got my wheels sparking about right timing is, and you know what? The deadline was there. That's part of the right time. But also the inspiration, the creativity, the space all lined up for me to complete it and feel really good about it. And while I was working on it, I got really excited about all this momentum that the book can bring to my business. And so I wanted to talk more about right timing because it's connected to your intuition. It's connected to your alignment. Have you ever noticed when you're trying to get things to move and you're forcing, you're pushing, let's say you're trying to get a networking thing off the ground or a new product off the ground and you're forcing it. Does it seem to not work? Does it feel sticky sometimes? I've had that happen. And let me know in the comments if you've ever had something that you're trying to launch and it's just not working out for you. And for me, it was my book. I couldn't get it off the ground. I couldn't get the momentum going. And so I put it on the shelf. And then it came back and it was all in the right time. Everything was right. And it feels good. It feels good. And so I want to go through one of these things in my blog that I wrote, stumbling blocks. So you're the one that shows up no matter what, right? You outrun the chaos, you outwork uncertainty, but your strategies don't always work for you. And you seem to be putting in long, long hours to get everything to work. And so there's always this sense of urgency fueling your success. You're consistently getting things done because there's a fire under your butt. Do you ever feel like that? That you're rushing, everything's getting done because there's a fire under your butt, because you've promised somebody something or you've committed to a deadline. And do you notice that after you get it done, you're worn right out? You're worn right out. You can't, you get delayed in everything else. You're pushing everything else aside. So like nothing else is getting done. That doesn't feel good. And that's an old paradigm. And why it's important to pay attention to this urgency thing is it's stressful. I remember working with a client and everything with her was an emergency and it was not important. Have you ever been to those management courses where they're like urgent, important, not important, non-emergency, you know, there's that block, that square. Let me know in the comments if you've seen that there before. So if you're always operating in emergency or urgency, it's easy to get stressed out. And I'll take this example about my computer blowing up on me right before this episode. Luckily, I've already got the blog written. I already had my episode notes done and everything, you know, completed. So I'm not, when it started flipping out, I thought, okay, well, I could move to another computer, and I tried it. My camera didn't look good. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I just need to go with the flow, not feel so stressed out, and use the tools that are right in front of me, which my phone is right here. And it's connected to my Facebook group, and I can just go live right there. And then once the episode's done, I'll download it and I'll post it on YouTube. So without stressing out about disappointing people, just going with the flow of the timing that is happening in front of me. Because I find it so funny. I find it extremely funny that just a few minutes ago, Connie, thanks for coming on, and I were on my computer on a Zoom call. As soon as I got off and started preparing to come on this episode, my computer crashed. And instead of me like struggling and, you know, I tried to restart it a few times and rushing to set up another computer and sweating and all that kind of stuff, I'm just going to go live here. But I find it so funny that I'm talking about right timing, and lo and behold, my computer decides to crash. So how can we come into more alignment with right timing? Because there's also this other thing called divine timing. And we have to let go. We have to let go of knowing that we don't know. Like, it's not certain. And when you can let go of trying to grab on and hold on to, like, it has to be the right time. It has to be today. It has to be now. You can let go. And this isn't easy. This is something you have to develop. This is a skill. You can just let go and trust that the right time will be shown to you. So it's kind of like when you're driving a car and you're on your way to an appointment at a specific time, and then you get stuck in traffic. If you start rushing and trying to force your way into a different route, have you ever noticed that it still didn't get you there at the same time? It might have been even later than if you just stayed in the same lane where you were and waited for the traffic to flow. So it's kind of like that. As soon as something comes into your field that feels uncomfortable or not what you were expecting, it's kind of a test. It's a test to see if you can feel into your alignment and feel into, should I just wait? Oh, maybe this is something that I need to pause on and come back to later. When I was writing the blog, first I downloaded it all into handwritten. I had like 5 pages handwritten. And that was actually on May 31st. It was before the beginning of June. And then I was doing something else, and I don't usually release my transmissions right at the beginning of the month. Everyone else does, so why do I need to? So I just let it sit and percolate. And then when I had the right time came, I dictated it into Word, and I started editing it and massaging it and putting it into a format that you will see when you download the blog later. And that first time, I was like, oh, I got to make this and I got to make that. And then I let go. I said, okay, fine. I can't finish it right now. It's not done. I still don't have it done because I had to do something else. So I came back to it and I finished it all in the right time. And then now I'm here telling you that the June 2025 transmission blog, all about right timing, is now ready to read, and it's up on my website and you can go there now. And the link I will put in the comments afterwards. But notice how we constantly are living in emergency or in urgency, and we don't give ourselves enough space to create. And it takes being in alignment to create. It takes not being stressed, not being overwhelmed. I was talking with one of my friends today, and she was telling me how she's backing off from too much because it's too many networking, too many summits, too much of this. It's too much overload and overwhelm. And it's influencing us, and it's coming into our space. So it's a good idea to notice that, and I commend her for noticing that, because it is interfering with your alignment. It is interfering with your right timing, the right time for you. It's not going to be like everybody else's. And you might need other things. Some people need deadlines. I need deadlines. I have to give myself deadlines to complete big works of art. But I have to give myself enough of a deadline cushion so that I can give myself the time to work on the project and put it on my schedule. And some people I know too, like to have the fire under their butt so that they get the job completed. So just knowing how you are and what works for you is a good idea. And also trying somebody else's ideas out as well, because they might have a great way of releasing the stress, not being so stressed out while you're creating your works of art that are supporting and serving lots of people. And one of the ways that I have found to be in alignment with right timing, which can help you to expand your consciousness. I'm just looking in the blog here. Because you're all leaders. You already know how to build. You know how to create. You know how to deliver. And you are now on the road to expanding. You're expanding your presence. You're expanding your knowledge and wisdom into the world. You're not doers. You're guides. And this doing busy work interferes with right timing because you're a guide. And one of the things that I noticed that helps the most for me to be sitting in that frequency of being the guide, not the doer who does all the little detailed things, even though I still do, is just to be in alignment with that. I am the guide, and I'm the one who's helping to deliver the service and the product and the content. But I'm not the one who has to figure out all the minutia details. Merlin does that for me. And my VA and all the little admin busy work things. Somebody else can do that for me. And as you start expanding into your purpose even more and making your mission even more global, you'll have more and more people help you, and they'll show up in the right time. Merlin's very attuned to right timing. He knows exactly when to come on camera. He knows exactly when to sit on your lap and lick your hand and all of that stuff. So how to come into alignment with right timing is just taking a few minutes to tune in. Tune into yourself, and then you can decide which direction am I going. And you can also notice the intuitive hits that are coming to you because it's inside of your body. So let's just do a few minutes of a tune in while we're here together. So take a deep breath. And just notice your feet are on the ground. And that you are closing your eyes and you're looking inwards and you're watching your breath. It doesn't have to be a big strenuous breath. Just watch your normal breathing. Because that's what you're doing on a regular basis. You're just breathing normally. Now you're going to close your eyes and just watch how you're breathing. And tune into your own rhythm, your own timing that is flowing within you. And settle into watching yourself with more attention than you are putting on outside things, bringing all of your awareness inside. And noticing where your attention goes first when you're in your body. Maybe it is the middle of your head. Maybe it's your throat, your heart, your lower belly, or your feet. And just noticing that. And just noticing while you're putting attention on that spot that shows up first, just allow yourself to go deeper into that spot. And what is it asking from you? Does it have a message? Maybe your stomach's growling and it's time for lunch. Or maybe in your heart you feel like you need to reach out to somebody and connect with them. Or maybe you know the next thing you're going to work on after this episode because the time is now. Or maybe like me, you're going to set up a new computer. Even for 1 or 2 minutes, just closing your eyes and bringing yourself back to yourself is so powerful. And the more you practice it, the more you do it regularly, in longer stints, then coming back to doing 2 minutes comes really easy and quick. And so I invite you to read the blog this month and see what it says about right timing. There's some little tidbits in there that I'd love for you to, one that works for you, tune into it, go into it deeper, and maybe just question what is right timing for me, because it's going to be different for every single one of us. Sometimes I just know when to call a person. Sometimes I just know when to book that appointment. How do I do that? How do you do that? That's your right timing. You're tuning into yourself. And it's so cool if you put more attention on it. And this tuning in that I'm always talking about, this looking inside, it makes it so much easier to tune in to what you need, what feels good for you, and to put up boundaries around keeping what is not good for you out. And so I'd love for you to read this month's blog. I'm going to once I have my computer set up, I'll be posting about it. And Merlin and I are happy that you came on live today. We're so grateful for your support. And we wish you a wonderful month and stepping into right timing more and more every day. Have a great day. There he is.